What's going on, yo? The sun is shining, right? It's beaming down on us today. It's looking nice out there. Got some hot weather. Summer's basically upon us, and it actually brought me to wanting to make this video. I think it's really important to kind of touch on a couple things in regards to summer and just how to maintain your locks, whether you have starter locks or you have semi-starter locks or mature locks, whatever locks you have. We're gonna get into all the fun stuff. But first, for those that don't know, my name is Joseph Morrison, aka Kojo Locs. This is a lock channel where I discuss lock content. So if you're into that, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this video with a friend, let them know what's going on over here on the Kojo Locs channel. And if you come back for a second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth time, you the truth. Appreciate you.
Yes!
Now, I want to jump right into it because it is nice outside, and I actually want to get outside myself. I've had a long day at work, and I want to kind of get out there. But I wanted to jump in and give you guys a couple tidbits in terms of just things you want to think about with the summer around the corner. The warmer weather is upon us. If you have starter locks, especially the starter lockers, you're the ones I'm talking to the most. With summer comes, obviously, we're outside a lot more, we're in the sun a lot more, maybe we're at the beach, maybe we're working out, maybe we're going for runs a lot more often, we're more active outside, so we're sweating. There's just a lot more that comes with warmer weather. And it's very important to kind of consider the things that we need to, well, consider. So for today's video, I want to just touch on a couple things. We're going to talk about oils and moisturization, right? And things you want to think about in regards to that area. The next thing we want to think about is hair protection. So things that we need to do to protect our hair in the summer weather, and also just things to keep our head covered so we don't have to think about it so much when we're outside. And in correlation to both of those things, really just some do's and don'ts, okay? Now, the first thing I want to state is this. Don't think too hard about it. You know, I know I did this at least. In the beginning, I watched so many videos and I felt like I was thinking about a million and one things when I did anything. Don't stress. Your locks are going to be fine. I mean, unless you like do something really dumb. But I think I trust you. I think you'll be all right. So I just want to say, you know, take this information with a grain of salt, right? Don't live and die by it. It's just a couple ideas, a couple tidbits that I think you can think about if you haven't already thought about it, and just my opinion on the matter. So the first thing we'll talk about is just oils and moisturization. Now, it's summer, right? We're outside a lot more. Sun's beaming down on us, and this is an interesting one because that being said, that's going to make us sweat a little bit more, so you can actually start to get a little bit more scalp buildup because you are sweating a lot more, whether you're outside, whether you're working out outside, whether you're working outside, or just spending more time outside. But the counteraction of that also is that your hair can be drying out if your hair isn't moisturized regularly, right? Now, that being said, I'm not saying to constantly be dunking your hair in buckets of water, but the couple things that I want you to think about are the following. One, we want to make sure that our hair is moisturized. So one thing that I do is before I go outside, if I know I'm going to be outside for a while, I'll make sure that my hair is moisturized. What I use is my rose water. So I'll get my rose water spray. I'll just kind of give it a little bit of moisture, spray it up a little bit. I don't always go in with the oils right after, especially if I've just oiled my hair, let's say that morning or whatnot. But I'll just give it a little spritz just to get some moisture in the hair so that when I am outside and my hair starts to dry out from the sun or whatever the case may be, it's not going to damage my hair because there is moisture in the hair. The second thing you want to think about is your oils. Now, that being said, we know that oiling and moisturization, they go hand in hand, but in this case, you want to more think about the oils that you are using. Now, in my opinion, with warmer weather, obviously our hair, or our scalp rather, is going to be sweating a lot more. So you don't want to be using oils that are too thick, right? You don't want to use oils that are gonna be running down your face all day. That's number one. Number two, you don't want oils that's just gonna be globbed into your hair, globbed into your scalp. So I would recommend going with lighter oils. That way you can oil your hair a little bit more frequently. So maybe once a day or once every other day. And you're making sure your hair is staying moisturized and oiled, and you're getting those healthy nutrients, and you're not overdoing it or putting too much product in your hair on a daily basis. Especially if you're going outside and you're sweating a lot and you're using a thicker oil, a lot of that oil is just running down your face or it's just getting clogged in your pores. It's just not the best course of action in my opinion. So I would say going with a lighter oil is very, very important in the summertime. Something like a jojoba oil or a grapeseed oil with your essential oils mixed in if you'd like, and making sure your hair stays moisturized. So just giving your hair a little bit of spritzing with your rose water or just regular water, whatever you have available that you use to moisturize your hair so that your hair is not really drying out in the sun, all right? All right, so the next thing you want to think about is hair protection. Now, this kind of covers a few topics and I'll try to break them all down for us. So we're outside, maybe we're at the beach or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We're chilling, right? We're looking out. We see all the pretty people out here just vibing, you know what I'm saying? But we want to make sure that our hair stays protected so we can go on out there and do what we gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Feel me? All right, anyway.
What?
Feel me?
What?
Anyway, so we want to make sure our hair is protected. Now, to do so, we want to think about the sun. So it's good to have a covering. If you're going to be outside literally all day long, it's good to have a covering on hand, whether it be a baseball cap, right? So you can just put a baseball cap over your hair, maybe put it to one side so it's nice and laid down, put your baseball cap on, just to give your hair a little bit of a break from the sun. Or you can do something like this, right? Like I've actually been rocking these a little bit now that it's summertime and I'm outside playing with the kids or getting a workout in. I'll just put them here, and what this is gonna help to do is just to mitigate any sweat that builds up as I'm working out or as I'm playing with the kids or whatever the case may be, or if I'm just hanging outside shooting hoops, whatever the case is, right? It's just, I don't have to think about those things. I don't have to be going to get my basketball and think, like, do I have to run upstairs and grab it, right? So it's just throw it on, or at least have it on hand, and you know that you're gonna help yourself to mitigate any moisture buildup or any sweat buildup, if you will, and just something that you can cover your hair to give your hair a little bit of a break from the beaming sun. The next thing is, and I know you're probably, I know you're all thinking it, you're all like, excuse me, I wanna go swimming. So can you just get to that part? I just wanna talk about the swimming, please, because I wanna swim. So what do we do about the swimming? I just wanna swim. All right, I get it, you wanna swim. Now, I'm not gonna say don't swim, right? At the end of the day, this is your journey. You make the decisions that you want to make for your hair, okay? Just think about this though. If you're going in a pool, pools have chlorine in it, right? And if you're not washing your starter locks right now, I mean, you're gonna have to wash your hair if you go in a pool. So you're then deciding to wash your starter locks. Now, if that's a decision you don't want to make or you didn't want to do that, I would recommend doing something like you can wear a swimming cap, right? So just put that swimming cap on. It's gonna suction to your head. It's gonna help to protect your hair as you swim. That's probably your best bet. Now, with that being said, really be sure to either make the swimming cap go under the ear completely or completely over the ear. If you don't do that, water's gonna get inside, and then you might as well just be swimming with no swimming cap on, right? So I would say if you really want to go swimming, or maybe you're a swimming athlete and you kind of got to get in the water, swimming cap's going to be your best bet. And just, you know, make sure that you have it nice and tight, nice and sealed, and you should be good to go, okay? Outside of that, personally, I wouldn't recommend swimming, especially if you have like fresh starter locks, you're 2, you're 3, 4 months in, your hair's not even locked up yet. Even me, I'm 7 months in, and my hair is locking up, but it's not fully locked yet. So, you know, me and swimming aren't really friends right now. Like, I'll frolic in the water, I'll float a little bit, you know, I'll do my little float thing, but I'm not like submerging, I'm not diving in off diving boards or anything like that. And honestly, primarily it's just because it's the chlorinated water. Like, I do wash my hair, so I wouldn't mind, but the chlorine and chemicals in the water, I don't really want that in my hair right now because I'm not really washing my hair vigorously. So I'm just gonna stay away from it altogether. And once your boy gets fully locked, then I'll dive into that, right? But ultimately, you just wanna make sure you have things on hand to protect your hair, whether it's a baseball cap. You could even, if you're bold enough to, you could just throw on your bonnet. Go outside with your bonnet on, or your do-rag, whatever the case may be, right? You just wanna make sure you're thinking about the day that you're gonna have ahead of you. Are you gonna be in the sun for a long time? And what do you need to help to mitigate sweat buildup and help to mitigate the excessive beaming down of the sun? Primarily on your hair, drying it out possibly, right? That being said, the sun's good for you. Don't take this to be like some knock on the sun. I love the sun. Like, I'm literally going outside right now. It's not to say hide from the sun or sit in the shade all day, but if you're out there, and this goes for anything, right? You just want to make sure you're protecting yourself from the sun. And another big thing about that, going into our last segment, which is the do's and don'ts, one thing you want to do, and this is like, forget locks for a second. This is just health. Nah, we just talking health. If you're gonna be outside all day, this right here is a water bottle, okay? You put water in it and you drink it throughout the day. You wanna stay hydrated because if you're not staying hydrated, not only is your hair and your scalp gonna be drying out, but your whole, all of this, This is all it is drying out, right? So you want to make sure you're hydrated. Hydration is super, super key all the time, but especially in the summer when we're losing a lot of water from sweating, from just being outside. It's really important to make sure you're hydrated because your hydration levels really, really matter to the sustenance of your locks and your scalp, right? If you're not taking a lot of water and you're not drinking a lot of water, it's just like a plant, right? Your locks or your plant is gonna dry up. So you really, really wanna make sure you're staying on top of your hydration. This doesn't mean juice. This doesn't necessarily mean those workout drinks and all that stuff. H2O, water. Water, that's your best friend, okay? Do you water your plants with Gatorade? Yeah, me neither. So water is your best friend. Make sure you're staying hydrated, super, super important. I mean, the only don't I really had, honestly, was the swimming thing, to be honest. Like, I would recommend not to do it. I mean, this is just me, this is me. I'd recommend not to do it unless you have that swimming cap, as I mentioned. If you're a die-hard swimmer and you gotta do it, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I'm not trying to stop you. This is just my little tidbit, right? Just thinking about the chlorine in the water and things like that that could affect your locks, and I don't want that for you. I don't want you to have to start your locking journey over again because you have excessive buildup or you have lock mildew from swimming and maybe you're not washing your hair after and you're just getting that chlorine that's just kind of damaging your locks, damaging your hair, damaging your scalp. So you don't want that. You don't want that. That's all I'm saying. And the next thing I'd say to do is just have fun. Like, and this goes back to my first point, don't think so much about it, right? Get out there, have fun, do your thing, enjoy your summer with your family, your friends, and just enjoy yourself, enjoy life, enjoy the people around you. And I'm somebody who's I'm very nitpicky with certain things. So when I'm on a certain path, like I have to do everything meticulously, you know what I mean? But honestly, just relax, enjoy your summer, right? Spend time with your loved ones. Your locks are gonna grow beautifully. But I just wanted to give you guys a couple tidbits in terms of the weather. It's beautiful out there, but you wanna make sure your locks are good and protected and your locking journey is blossoming, just like the lovely flowers outside. It's looking nice. I'm out, y'all. It's beautiful outside. Subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend, please. It really helps with my algorithm. It really helps with my channel. It really helps to get the message out there in my journey and experience. Peace and love. Kojo Locs signing out. I gotta get out of here. It's nice. I just gotta.